Welcome to today's cooking show, and for you today we have a creamy sausage and tomato penne. How we're going to start this off is you take 5 Italian sausages and grill them up in a pan. And when they're grilled and about, halfway cooked, when you got the skins nice and crispy, carve them up into roughly, chunks like this, and then finish them off in the frying pan. And then we'll be ready deglaze this sumbitch with a little bit of red wine. And you want the red wine to reduce by about half. Deglaze that motherfucker because we want all that goodness that was on the pan in our sauce. All right, I'll be back for the next step. Remember, you want to simmer this till it's about half, reduced by about half. Okay, and then while the red wine is reducing, you want to add about 3 cloves of minced garlic. Okie dokie. As you can see, the wine's reduced, gotten all nice and dark there. All right, you want a 15-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, followed by a 15-ounce can of tomato sauce. If you 15, 16 ounce, whatever your cans are, but I think they're all 15-ounce cans, at least in America. But a couple ounces here or there, that doesn't mean shit. And then you want to stir this around and then simmer this for a few minutes, at least 5, until we start adding the next shit. Okay, and after a couple of minutes of simmering, it's up to you how long, but I went for about 5. The longer it simmers, the more condensed it's going to get and, arguably a little bit more flavorful. But after some time simmering and whatnot, you want to add about a teaspoon of dried basil. Or if you want to add fresh basil, then about 2 teaspoons of chopped up basil. And then you want to add a cup of half and half. And then you want to give, of course, this a stir again. And then you want to simmer this till slightly thick. And that's really a personal preference. It's whatever you think is thick to slightly thick. And, of course, add a generous dusting of pepper and a little bit of salt. But remember, the tomatoes you added are kind of salty. Also, if you want, you can add like just a pinch of sugar if you detect some tinniness from your canned tomatoes. So, all right, we'll let this simmer until the sauce is nice and thick. By the way, this is a good part where you should be getting the water ready to cook your pasta. Remember what I always say, whatever the minimum amount of time they tell you on the package, take a minute off of that. All right, everything's kind of going along, got incorporated. The sauce is slightly thick. Now it's time for 12 ounces of penne. If you want to know the specific type I used the Cremette Thick and Hearty penne. But really, any type of pasta would work. Just make sure there's 12 ounces of it. So, then you just want to stir this around, and we'll be ready to serve. Okay, we're just about ready to serve. Grab yourself a ladle, grab yourself some noodles, and, just pour your desired amount into the serving bowl. And then take your grater, take a wedge of Parmesan cheese, and you want to dust this whole thing. This step is optional, but it really does make a nice little addition. And if you want, dust it with some another coating of freshly cracked black pepper. And that's it. Creamy sausage tomato penne. Done.